gift that you're giving people. So, let's go for it.
All right. I'm going to do a little, so when I do EFT, and not everybody that practices EFT does it this way, I always look at what I call the triangle, right, which is mind, body, spirit. So
Yeah.
if I'm working with a client or even working with myself, and I'll use myself today, or if you want to chime in, I say, so when you bring up that memory, or when you have that thought or that belief that I'm not deserving or I'm not good enough, just take a moment and notice how that feels in your physical body, right? So I invite them first to just notice where they might be feeling some tightness or tension or difficulty breathing or twitching or whatever it might maybe a headache pounding or so we take notice of what is going on in the physical body in that moment. And then I invite them to look at the mental, right? So what other thoughts other than I'm not deserving or I'm not worthy, maybe that's what we're tapping on, do you have associated that? I can never do anything right. No matter what I did, it was never good enough. I tried my best and it still wasn't enough. No matter what I did, I get the shit beat out of me. So there are other thoughts, beliefs associated with that. And then what emotions bubble up when you have all of that put together? So anger, sadness, disappointment, resentment, guilt, shame, fear, terror,
helplessness,
powerlessness. So and then the information that the client gives me when I ask them to, elucidate a little bit on those three pieces is what I use in the tapping script. I then take their words and that's what we tap on.
Good. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The first
piece in EFT, for those who don't know, is something called the setup phrase. So we tap on the side of the hand, and basically, so what we're doing here is activating the meridians, right? The points in the energy body that they might use in acupuncture, that they do use in acupuncture, but we're just activating those with tapping to get old stuck energy moving. Right. And before we start tapping on the specific points, we tap on the side of the hand, which helps to calm down the amygdala, which is the part of the brain that keeps us in that alert, fight or flight, where's the danger, right? Sort of the guard in the watchtower, always looking out. And if you have a history of abuse or trauma, your amygdala is probably activated way more than it normally would be. And it means you're running cortisol and adrenaline through your system more than you need to be or is healthy for you. And so as soon as we start tapping on the side of the hand here, it's literally like turning down that dial or turning down the key under the pressure cooker, right? Just before you hit the anxiety response or the fight or flight. So we tap and we do two things when we tap. We tell the truth, even though I'm feeling really emotional today with all that's been going on. And then we add a statement of acceptance. I deeply and completely accept myself and all of my feelings. Oftentimes when we tell the truth and we say, yeah, but I shouldn't feel that way, but it's nothing happening to me. I don't know why I'm being so stupid, or we get into judgment about ourselves or minimizing our feelings or just saying something mean about, and those old neural pathways are what's dug literally in our brain. And so as soon as we say the truth and then a statement of acceptance, just that alone is creating new neural pathways.
Yes, it is.
In our brain.
Yeah.
Right? This is true, and I still love and accept myself. Right? I had that terrible experience, and I accept myself and all of my feelings. It's very different than the way a lot of us generally talk to ourselves.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go through it.
All right, so I'm going to wing it. There's like no preparation for this, but
that's all right. Let's do it I'll do it with you on how emotional we've been feeling. Right? Yeah.
So even though my emotions have been over the top for the last couple of days.
Yep. Even though my emotions
and completely
I completely and fully, how does it go? I
love
completely
and accept myself
accept myself
and all of my feelings,
and all of my feelings. Mm-hmm.
even though it's been a roller coaster of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even sure why I'm feeling this emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I accept my emotions just as they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my heart is feeling so heavy. When I think about and listen to all the abuse, all of the assaults, all of the degradation, all of the minimizing, all of the disbelief of women and what we've experienced, I choose to honor the courage and the bravery of the women who have stepped forward and spoken up.
Mm.
And I deeply and completely love and accept myself and all of my feelings. Now we're just going to start tapping through the sequence, the top of the head first. All of these emotions on the eyebrow, feeling raw and vulnerable on the side of your eye, on the verge of tears
Mm-hmm.
these last few days. Under your eye, feeling very raw, like I could cry at just about anything. Under your nose, the pain goes so deep under the lip, deeper than we even realize. On the collarbone, so many years, hundreds of years, thousands of years of women being assaulted and raped and brutalized under the arm, mentally, verbally, emotionally, physically, on the top of the head. It's so much a part of our culture on the eyebrow that it's even hard for people to recognize.
Mm.
On the side of the eye, it's just boys being boys.
Mm.
They're just sowing their wild seeds, sowing their oats under the eye. She must have asked for it. She must have been flirting under the lip. Maybe she even wanted it. On the collarbone, all of these messages that it's our fault. Under the arm, all the shame, all the blame, all the secrets, all the guilt. On the top of the head, so many women carrying so many secrets. On the eyebrow, we carry our own secrets. We carry our sisters' secrets. On the side of the eye, our mother's secrets, our grandmother's secrets, and on back through the generations. Under your nose, we may even carry our father's secrets, or our uncles, or our grandfathers, or our brothers. On the collarbone, so much fear that if we speak up and tell the truth under your arm, we won't be believed. Or worse yet, we'll be punished. We'll be told that we're the ones who caused it. Or how dare you say that about him? On the eyebrow, he's a good man. He would never do anything like that. On the side of the eye, and so we're disbelieved and we're shamed under the eye, and we're victimized once again. Under the lip, and that's what that feels like in these last couple of days. Under the lip, as we sat in awe and watched our sister speak her truth in the collarbone, tell her story in the face of disbelief, possibly losing everything she's worked for, certainly being subjected to ridicule and dismissal. And we watched her sit with grace. You use the word sovereignty. Absolutely certain in her truth. And that lifted all of us up. Because whether we have experienced that kind of sexual assault or brutality under your eye, we all know the discomfort of being groped or catcalled or pushed into a corner or had things said to us that were demeaning or degrading or diminishing, or perhaps threats that if we didn't comply, if we didn't go along, if we didn't play along, that something would happen to us or someone we loved. And so we watched Dr. Blasey Ford speak her truth and felt uplifted, only to have that not believed. And within 24 hours, have a decision made to move forward, to move this candidate for the Supreme Court forward, despite her testimony, despite other women coming forward with allegations of sexual misconduct by the candidate. And so once again, we feel silenced, we feel minimized, we feel dismissed, we feel punished as women for telling the truth under the arm, and that can feel so discouraging and make us all feel hopeless and powerless. And I choose to believe in this moment that there is good in all of this. On the eyebrow, even though I don't understand it and perhaps I can't see it from my vantage point. On the side of your eye, I choose to believe that the bravery, the courage, the truth that we heard spoken yesterday will continue to ignite the memories of women, the resolve of women, the passion in women to speak our own truth, to speak in individual voices and in one collective voice. A swell of voices growing louder and louder and louder, like we saw our young sisters, the gymnasts, model for us so beautifully. Where women start believing and supporting other women, where the sister wound, where we betray each other, where we compare each other, where we buy into that patriarchal dismissal of other women. Trusting now that this is all bubbling to the surface, this is all coming into our awareness. This is all coming out of the shadow, individually and collectively, to be revealed and to be healed. For we know that awareness is the first step. Awareness must happen before healing and transformation. And so we choose in this moment to honor the courage of all of the women who have gone before us. Generations of women who have spoken up and spoken out and commit to speaking our own truth with grace and with truth and with integrity, regardless of whether or not anyone believes us.
Mm-hmm.
It is still important to speak our truth, and as more and more of us do, the tides will begin to turn. The balance of the masculine and the feminine energy on this planet will begin to happen. And we will move into a world of greater harmony and peace and acceptance and love.
Mm.
And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, Catherine. Ooh. Mm. Oh boy. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So for those of you who might want to get in touch with Catherine, let me see. What is tell us your website. I'm so emotional
My
right now.
website is Sacred Heart Alchemy.
Sacred Heart Alchemy.
Which is that, that alchemical process, that transmutation, that healing that happens when we drop from here to here, come into our hearts, connect with our Christed self, divine masculine, divine feminine.
Yeah. Thank you, sister. This was for all of us. All of us.
When the synchronicity and the timing of something like this comes together, it reminds me that there is something greater at play here. That you and I had this scheduled without any knowledge that we would be right in the middle of this. And to be able to address it so beautifully and hopefully in a way that brought some comfort and solace and hope to anyone who might be listening.
Yes.